questionable track record. All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Joe Biden. Is Uncle Joe running for president? The former vice president steered clear of direct 2020 talk while promoting his book this weekend, saying, quote, "I want to be able to, when my life is finished, be able to say to myself that I kept my commitment to Beau, that I didn't walk away, that I stayed engaged in all the issues that have animated my life, my whole life." Now, back in 2015, you will recall that Biden announced he would not be running for president, saying he was not emotionally ready to campaign after the loss of his son. If Biden chooses to run now, he's going to be 77 years old on Election Day. He's already been at the center of two failed presidential bids in '87 and 2007. Does he really want to risk adding a third failed attempt to that legacy? Mark, I will start with you. If Joe Biden walks away now, he really does have a good, solid legacy, and he is beloved by his party and well thought of by the rest of the country. Do you think that's the best thing for him to do, or with everyone who wants to run for president, is there something nagging at him that he has to be the most powerful person in the world?
Well, there is always that draw to that office, and he's obviously been drawn to it many times. The question is going to be, is he radical enough to win the Democrat nomination? There's going to be 40-some candidates that are all going to be vying to be who can be the most socialist. And I'm not sure if Joe Biden can do it. And if he does, then can he come back to the middle and go, well, no, I didn't mean it that way. I really am just one of you middle America folks, because you can't have it both ways.
No, you can, and Hillary Clinton tried to do that. She tried to come out and say, I love blowing things up, and I love big corporate money, and I'm the most progressive person ever. In fact, I invented the term progressive. She actually said that at one point.
She did, but you know, even after beating Bernie Sanders, she barely threw a fig leaf to that part of the party. She just assumed they would all line up for her. That was her blue wall, and it turned out all the states that she lost to Bernie Sanders, she would lose to President Trump. I don't know that the race for the Democratic nomination is going to be a race to the left, but I do think that Joe Biden should take a page out of Hillary Clinton's book and note that she was never more popular than when she wasn't running for office.
Yes,
when she was Secretary of State and when she was First Lady, she was popular. When she ran for office.
But I think there's something to that. If that's what he's most interested in, because he can still stay engaged. If you look at Jimmy Carter and Al Gore, you know, they found issues that were most important to them.
Yeah, and if Biden chooses not to run and throws his hat around in the ring for somebody who wins, he can say, I'm a kingmaker.
Yeah. Is he the nominee presumptive if he does, in fact, get in?
Well, you know, I think
he's given mixed signals.
The polls
are fickle.
They're a little bit misleading at this stage, because I think only on name ID alone is one of the reasons why he's leading. But I have to tell you, this is like one of my favorite seasons, because we're seeing all of the Democratic opposition research, you know, dump on all of these different candidates, because they're all trying to sort of position themselves ahead of the 2020 cycle. And one of the tidbits that came out from the 2018 cycle was that actually on Election Day, when they were choosing which robocalls to, you know, to put out there, the ones that Joe Biden had recorded weren't the ones that were used, because he was seen as not being as fresh and galvanizing to the supporters.
No.
So,
all right, well, we'll see if they have a fresh bench. I still think it's pretty shallow, but I want to thank you all for being here. Anthony, Mark, and Alex. Coming up,